obviously with my wife and my kids now, that's priority. But as far as at the school, it's seeing the difference that coaches specifically made in my life.
Yeah.
Coach Milligan, I know you remember him,
Yeah.
but my high school coach, Coach Frey, and many others, Coach Sellers, knowing the difference that they made in my life and how they kind of kept me on track when I was always, a distance or two away from getting way off track. Being able to play that role for other people is something that's important to me. And, I love to win. I love to push these guys and be a competitive basketball team, but I also enjoy the bond that I get to build with these guys, and just see them grow and mature as individuals, and watching them go out and succeed in their own lives. I love hearing their success stories when they come back, and I love having them come back and just stopping into a practice or a game and going by and seeing how everybody's doing. That's one of the most satisfactory things to me, is when they come back to just let you know they're doing okay.
How do you deal with, so like that's something that I also enjoy, is I like helping people. I like pouring into people, but for me, it gets hard when I guess they aren't going down that right path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me, I personally, I feel let down. I get all kinds of negative feelings when it's not going the way that, like, look, man, this is what you need to do. This is all you need to do. You stay on this path and everything's going to work out, and they don't. How do you deal with that? Because that's where I struggle with consistency in pouring into people, because I get defeated when they've been defeated.
Yeah, so I go back to kind of my life a little bit, and as much as my coaches poured into me, I was several times where I was close to making wrong decisions that could have taken me down a path that I didn't need to go. And you have to understand that it's, at the end of the day, they have to go out on their own. And you can pour into them. And when you have those kids that messed up, you just love them back, man. You don't berate them. You don't make them feel less than anything. You just continue to let them know that, hey, man, we're always family. You mess up, but there's always opportunity to come back. And from my perspective, when I have a former student, former athlete that makes a mistake, I will always use that as experience on my end to maybe raise their guard up a little bit to some of the experiences that they're going to face when they get out. But it's just keep pouring into these kids and do the best you can, and hope that they make the right choices when they leave.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I guess I've never looked at it from that perspective of, I haven't always had it figured out either. And I've gotten guidance from people and didn't take it. So yeah, I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
It's like the speck of dust in someone else's eye when you got the whole 2x4.
The moat.
Yeah. The moat in yours. Yeah. I that's a good way to look at it.
I typically I tell my students this all the time, and I'm sure you see it with their schoolwork, classwork, homework, their study habits. A lot of times you have higher expectations of them than they do of themselves. Yeah. And maybe not just expectations, but
you see the potential.
In them that they don't even know is there. And that's the hardest part as a teacher and a coach, is to bring that, and a freaking leader in the military, is to bring that out of somebody and cultivate that and let them grow into that, where that potential is there that they can't even see yet. That's pretty difficult to do.
It's something I've struggled with personally over the last bunch of years. Like I'm passionate about helping people, but then I do it for a time period, and then I feel beat down because it's not going right, and then I kind of get out of it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to being a recluse. Screw people.
Yeah, some of these kids, man, it's you may be the only one that sees it. You may be the only one tries to pour into them. I mean, some of these kids, and their parents don't even pour into them. And I'm lucky in private school, and we have a mostly good parents, but some of these kids, you're the only one that sees it. And I just try to be relatable to them. I don't I think you've probably seen this in the classroom. The kids will fake from a mile away.
Oh yeah.
If you try to fake, you can pretend like you're perfect, but they're going to see right through it. And I try to be relatable with them and let them know, hey, you know, any mistake that you made, I've probably made 20 times prior to that. This is how we learn from it. This is how we grow from it.
Right.